Hi, everybody. Welcome to Navigating New Narratives with Raynell and Cheyenne. So today we have a really special and courageous guest joining us. So I just want to introduce Carolyn Karle. Carolyn is a mother, a survivor, and an outspoken advocate whose journey with addiction and unimaginable loss has shaped her into a beacon of hope for so many individuals in our community. So I just wanted to say hi, Carolyn, and thank you for being a part of this journey with us. We're so happy to have you. Um, so thank you for being here. I
Thank
don't
you,
know.
Raynell. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Raynell and Cheyenne, for inviting me to come along and chat. It's so
Oh,
kind of you,
definitely.
ladies.
Definitely. I don't know, do you have a first kind of question? I know you come prepared with questions lots. Do you have a first question, right?
Um, we have been having some discussions, and I guess moms, like you said, I'm a mom, and a lot of moms, when we have lost our child to an overdose, it's hard to navigate that. I mean, I tend to kick into survival mode with everything that happens in my life. I think back to different family issues. My hubby had some illnesses over the years, and I jump into survival mode. Okay, we got to get everybody through this. How will we do that? I'm pretty sure that's what I did when we lost Dana. I mean, you grieve for sure. You have many, many lonely times and moments, but the most important thing I think is honestly, don't suffer alone. Reach out to other moms. We have a few people in the community that have offered to sit with moms or dads to share their thoughts on different things, whether your son is trying to get out of jail or your daughter and they're looking for surety. How can I help? Should I keep paying my child's rent? Should I keep buying my child weed or crack when they ask? Because I don't know what to do to help them. Super important stuff, just to set those healthy boundaries. Yeah, so those are some of the things being alone in this journey is not okay. Like connection for moms, connection for people struggling. I know we talk about that. Yeah, such a tough thing to navigate for mothers, like the loved ones of the young people, of the folks struggling. That's a tough place to be.
Right. And for those that don't know, Carolyn is the founder of the DEK Foundation, and she does great work within the community with lots of the people in the recovery community. And we just had a lady on that expressed how amazing it was that her Facebook group has so many individuals in it that when she's feeling very down about her son, she can message that group any time of the day or night, and she will always have somebody reciprocate back and message her, trying to uplift her and things like that. So Carolyn, you hit the nail right on the head, where it comes with community and it comes with support and it comes with not feeling alone. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and what your foundation is doing is beautiful. Yeah, I don't know if you
Well,
want to talk.
thanks, Cheyenne.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so glad you shared that because sometimes you do wonder, you question yourself, am I doing the right thing? It's a lot of work. We have lots of volunteers helping out, lots of folks, a great board of directors that all have such great strengths and we support each other. Yeah, sometimes you do wonder if you're doing the right thing. So when you hear that a mom is really, can lean on us in the Facebook group, I'm really happy for that because this illness is not one that anybody should navigate alone, whether it's watching your loved one struggle, whether you're in your chaos of active addiction. Everybody needs someone to lean on. And I think, Cheyenne, that's one of the things I enjoy the most. Is it's a really strange thing, but when I see someone out on the street struggling, um, I just, if they're asking me for something, I'll run in the grocery store if I'm close to a grocery store and get them a little bag of food and some snacks and, any preference. And they're like, oh my goodness, you're so kind. Like, it's just sad because, it's a terrible illness to understand. Um, the characteristics of it are, oh geez, they're so bad. And it's just, yeah. So when
It's a
those
hard
folks,
one. It's a hard
oh,
one.
it's so hard. And you know what? I'll say it over and over. The folks in recovery are some of the nicest people I've ever met. They're so kind and they're so grateful. The gratitude, they ooze gratitude. I love that. I always say my non-addict friends and family should all take the steps or learn more about, being kind and giving back.
Right.
Because, yeah. So, yeah, I love the DEK Foundation. We do great things in the community. In memory of Dana, I think she'd be very proud. She always wanted to help people too. As I said, I couldn't just sit around and grieve. I had to get going and get doing something. Um, and it's a happy project. So it brings me some happiness. Very hard, it's a lot of tough days for sure, but I sure warms my heart to see we can fill a backpack, send people off to treatment. And I do have moms messaging me and saying, I just think you're great. I think the DEK Foundation is great, what you guys do. I'll never forget what you did to my son when he went to treatment, that beautiful backpack full of things. And yeah, it's nice to be kind. It's a good feeling.
Right. And it's the little things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think like one of the things that you were talking about, like you kind of like sit and question yourself, like, what am I do? Like, what am I doing? Am I doing the right things? Is this making an impact? I think like even myself and Cheyenne have gone through that even in this early stages of what we're doing here with the podcast and celebrating recovery, embracing our stories, all of those things. It's like, are we doing what we intended to do at the beginning? I think that's natural when we're trying to help such like a large population where there's so much stigma and so much
Yeah.
negativity towards it's hard to navigate that. Like Cheyenne and I experience some negative comments pretty often, but we also have to remind ourselves of all like the amazing messages that we're receiving. So
Yeah.
um, what we're doing is making a difference, Carolyn. What you're doing is making a huge impact in our community. I think you've really brought the recovery community together in such a supportive, beautiful way.
I agree.
And I recently posted not that long ago, something in regards to like addiction is a disease that when we actually come out of it, we're better than we used to be. Not many diseases are like that, right? We're better and we're more of like these beautiful individuals than we've ever imagined for ourselves. We come out of the other side more positive and beautiful and wanting to give back because we have that understanding of how hard and difficult it is in that lifestyle. Cheyenne
Yes.
have often said before too, it's like we've made it out of the fire, but we go back in with buckets of water trying to help bring other people out, right? We just want people not to feel stigma in regards to their healing journey or even the current situations that they find themselves in. It's hard to navigate, and you hit it on the nail. You hit it right on the head there. Is it's difficult to navigate no matter what stage you're in or what you're experiencing. There's no right or wrong answer, right?
No.
Everybody's journey is unique. Everybody's needs are different. So it's not going to be one size fits all. Yeah.
Well, and I can't imagine. I always go back to thinking about when my hubby had cancer, and you make one phone call and you're in that system and you're boom, 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 boom. Everything just starts going. You're
Yep.
you know just oh, it's amazing. The continuum of care, and you see someone on the street struggling, and they call up. I'm struggling. I'm an addict. I need help. It's not that easy.
Wow. I
Like
love
it's not
that.
like,
You know
eh?
what?
Isn't that
No, I
eh?
love that analogy. That is
You know what, Cheyenne? I
absolutely.
said from the beginning, I thought of Randy and how he had so much hope because this doctor sent you to this doctor, and then you'd get an x-ray, and then you'd go to Toronto and you'd come back, and it was solid. You knew you had a lot to hang on to.
Yeah.
What does an addict have?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's try to get in and detox, and then we'll see where the system takes you next. And it seems like some people are lucky and some aren't. And
Yep.
oh, it's awful. It's awful.
And
It's just awful.
and I know I don't want to be negative here, but it's because they don't see addiction as a disease. They see it as a choice, and they see
Yeah.
it as that the person is
It's a moral failing.
as a
That is what
moral
how it,
failing. Exactly.
yeah.
We're moral failures, and we are undeserving of that type of care. And that
Which is
is
furthest from the truth.
which is the
Yes.
truth.
Yeah.
Because addiction's a mental health disease, and all you're seeing is the symptom of that disease by way of using the drug to numb the inside
Yes.
the inside
Yeah.
disease of what you're going on in your head and going on in your
Yeah.
inside. So it's hard when it's unseen. I mean, cancer is unseen too, but it's like more, in your face, like the physical symptoms, and you can, it's I've always said though too, or I've always thought like, of course addiction is going to get stigmatized. Look at the way we act. Look at the way it presents itself. It's a really, really ugly disease. It's not pretty. It's not pretty in any way, shape, or form. Like there's nothing nice about it. So, of
No.
course, it's going to get stigmatized left, right, and center. And it's going to be the hardest one to break the stigma for. But the thing is people need to learn, or not even learn, but just even
Acknowledge.
acknowledge that there's something there that they're not seeing. Like that,
Yeah.
Yes.
that's it. Like just okay, so you see the addict stealing from you, stealing from the grocery store,
Yeah.
going to jail, doing crimes, hurting their family, doing this, doing that. Yes, that's horrible stuff. That should not be happening. But look at it and be critical, like be a critical thinker and think, why is this like nor like people don't just do those kinds of things. So what's happening here? Something's happening, like
Yes.
that's all
Yes.
that's all. And even if it only goes that far where you just think to yourself, something's not right here and something else has got to be going on. If we can even get people to just think that way, even that far, it,
Yeah.
it could help even this much of the stigma, like because it's
Well,
not.
I can't well, Cheyenne, I can't imagine like, when either of you girls decided you'd hit your rock bottom and you wanted to get better and, I don't know what happens. Is it jail or is it just feeling so sick or kids or whatever?
Yeah,
But imagine if you didn't know where to turn. Like that's the thing for so many people. There's so many people I see downtown when we go to cook at Pace and stuff. And you just wonder, do they even have an ounce of hope in them? Like
right,
where would they go? Who would they call? How would they actually get going? Like, how do you get sober and then go to treatment and then come out after and have a safe place to stay? We don't want to stick anybody in the apartments where all the crazy stuff's going on. That's my thing. I'll never stick my girls in there because I want them to succeed. And you can't succeed when you've got, like Dana, days after she moved into her new rental, she knew right away there was a trap house not far down from her, and she talked about it a lot. And her roommate knew that it was bothering her and said, just walk the other way. And I thought that was part of a
yeah,
relapse, and that's the thing, is like trying to find safe spaces and for people, and yeah, just support them. And people don't realize how much work it is to get sober, right?
Right.
right,
Not just from within and doing whatever it took you and to get to the point where you weren't still obsessing about using.
yeah,
It's housing, it's getting your kids back, it's getting a job, it's getting your clothes back, getting your supplies back for Dana. She would go back to work and I'd help her get her scissors and her blow dryer and all the stuff that she needed that she kind of lost along the way. And
right.
yeah, it's tough. And if you don't have family and supports, I mean, what do people do? And that's where I hope DEK can help support people. When I hear of people going back to school, we like to try and do a little something for them. When I hear they get their apartments back, get their kids back, just try to see where we can, make them feel special and that they're worth it.
And
Because
Well, and that's such like a beautiful thing, Carolyn, that you're doing that because you're right. For one, the half like not half of the battle is even getting a detox bed and then having treatment immediately after. The wait lines are incredible. And I'll die on this hill where I say this almost every episode because it comes up is 30-day treatment centers aren't long enough.
not enough,
It's
eh?
not long enough. Like, and there's science behind that. Like, you're barely through withdrawal and you're like, you haven't had the opportunity to build healthy habits. Like, I say this almost every episode because it's relevant and it's true. And we need to like shout from the rooftops that like 30-day treatments,
Is not enough.
it's not enough and it's a waste of money. People are cycling in and out. It doesn't make sense. Like it's frustrating, but
Yeah,
the problem is that there's just not enough of treatment centers to begin with, no matter what the time is.
I
There's
know.
it's like frustrating. But
So,
also after that whole process is finished, so many people come from families and I'm one of those individuals who like I used to use with my mom. You know what I mean?
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
so like
Okay.
we had that toxic like trauma bond
Right.
situation. So like I didn't have anybody to turn to. Thank goodness my grandparents were able to take me in when I returned to Thunder Bay, but so many people don't have that option. So many people
Yes.
don't have the option that Cheyenne had with her dad and everything. So what do those individuals do? What do? They come back, they go on RGI, they're put into unsafe living conditions because one of the things that you have to do when you're in recovery is change your people, places, and things.
Right.
Yes.
Hard to do when you come back. For one, the housing wait lists are so astronomical, it's
And
unbelievable.
can you always get into some of the, I call them the bad places? Can you all, is there always apartments in the bad places?
No,
Not
there's a
even.
long,
No,
No,
not
long
even
list.
there, eh?
not
Okay.
not even.
True, mommy, the bad places.
Well,
Just,
I
I
mean,
see
and
so
you're
much
right,
of it. Yeah.
and you're not really stigmatizing anything by saying that because they are like they're getting taken over by a lot of drug dealers. A lot of drugs are going in and out of those places, and they're not a place that you want to get sober in or have your family in. You just don't. Like it's unsafe. We know what that life is all about, and it's nowhere I would put my children, that's for sure. So,
Right, right.
like,
Yes.
Especially
yeah,
when you're trying to pursue recovery. Those that's not a place you want to be. It's frustrating, and that's
Yeah.
even if you can get to the point of being in recovery and trying to heal it in a place like Thunder Bay,
yeah,
right? Like,
So many, eh?
unfortunately, that's a fact that this community is dealing with right now, right?
yeah,
Yeah, so
Oh,
many people end up leaving, right? They get sober wherever they were and they have to stay or they come here. I've met so many young people that have come here to get sober and they're going to stay here, which I'm happy because I've met them and they're great people and
yeah,
nice to see them do so well,
yeah.
you know, with
oh, definitely.
such a
Yeah.
complex illness that can take you out in a second, eh? Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I
for
know.
sure. And nobody's immune to this disease. It can happen to anybody at any time. And one of the
Yeah.
things we just previously spoke about was the fact that like so there's a lot of like stigma around the homeless community right now. But
Right.
the thing is, it's so acknowledged because it's in your face. But
Yeah,
what about all the people who have homes or higher level stature who can function but have the same illness? They're behind closed doors, but it's happening and it's happening
Yeah.
everywhere. Nobody's
Yes.
immune to this, right?
No, no.
So looking at every person as human with light, positivity, love, some understanding goes a long way with the stigma. But when we continue to hate, discriminate, stigmatize people, there's no solution there. There's
yeah,
no
No.
solution. It actually exacerbates the problem.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And you were one of the pioneering people of ending that stigma in Thunder Bay, I think, Carolyn,
Yeah.
like with your
Well,
with the DEK Foundation.
thanks, Cheyenne. You know, I think one of the things that we do that I really enjoyed the most is we have a little Christmas tea, and I know Raynell has served at it, but we usually try to get the folks in recovery to come and serve
Yeah.
the women and the ladies and gentlemen, and it's a mixed bag of of nuts that come out. It's friends and family and supporters, and the guys are all the guys and the gals dress up and serve tea, and they get to know them as sober people. And do they ever build nice relationships? And few of
Oh,
my friends have you know call me and say, I have something to give away. I have, such and such or whatever. And I'll say, oh, I know someone that could probably use that. And I'll think of, say, Raynell, or I'll say, oh, Bear could maybe use that. Oh, hey, Bear, he worked with you serving at the tea. Like, it's really nice to connect everybody because it's just great to end the stigma and show them that they're very good people now that they're sober.
sure.
Right.
They,
And I don't and even before, like even in active addiction, I think that there's still it's hard to say this and have it like be known as truth, but it is truth. Even in active addiction, they are great people. It's just such such a scary world that if you've never been in it, that you don't understand what needs to be done inside of it in order to survive. So like,
right,
yeah, so like even if you are still in active addiction and you're not in recovery, you're still that same person deep down inside. You've just built such a strong layer of defense on the outside that
right.
you're protecting yourself, you know? So
Survival mode. You're in
you're in
survival mode, I
survival
guess.
mode, and
Yeah,
unfortunately, survival mode is a mean mode. It's
Right.
not a
Yeah.
great mode, but um, you know, even in active addiction, it's weird because there's so much little things that happen inside that world that show so much humanity and kindness, but in like the weirdest ways.
Oh,
And Raynell knows what I'm talking about. Like where you're, where okay, so I always said this. Anywhere else, do you know of anywhere else in the world? Because I call this the underground world. Like
yeah.
when we're not active addiction, that's the underground world. It's happening all around
Right.
us, but nobody can see it. Do you know anywhere else where you can go any time of the day, day or night, and knock on the door, and you know which doors from all the way from Current River to Westfort? This was, I knew every door along that entire way, and there's got to be probably about 50 doors that I could knock on, and I could knock on any of these 50 doors any day of the day or night and be let inside to sit down, take my
Is that right?
have like maybe you won't get treated the greatest, like you won't get, the drugs you wanted, but they let you in. And we all know each other and we
Right.
all supported each other in a weird kind of way. Like it's hard to
Right.
explain, but Raynella knows what I'm saying. And it's like, do you know anywhere else where that could happen? Like, would you in this kind of world just go knock on any of your random friends' doors and just be like, "Hey, how's it going?" And you walk in
At
and
2 in the morning. Yeah. Right.
right at
Yeah.
2 in the morning. So it's like everybody always knew to let them in. Everybody always knew, maybe we won't give you drugs, but you can come in and sit on the couch. You can come in
Oh,
and
okay.
you can get warm. Or you can come in and if you fall asleep on my couch, 99.9% of the time, everybody around will tell you, leave that person alone and let them sleep. They
Oh, really?
even,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
even if they weren't even friends with them, like even if they didn't even like them, they would say, leave them alone, let them sleep. Like,
Because yeah,
yeah,
days
because
go
they
weeks, hey?
knew, yeah, because they knew how exhausting the life was, and that if you finally fell asleep, you needed the sleep. Correct, Raina? Am I wrong or am I right? It is true, right?
Yeah,
Um,
getting sleep is huge. And I remember Dana coming home and saying, when she'd go to sleep, like, oh, mom, she sometimes would have her purse and then she'd say, oh, is it ever nice to know I'm going to wake up and my purse contents will be there? Because I
right.
guess things happen. And
Right.
yeah,
I
it's
mean, maybe
heartbreaking,
it is.
Cheyenne, what you girls have been through, honest to God. If
Well,
people, you need hugs, not people
yeah.
criticizing, eh? Like it's a tough, eh?
Well,
Oh,
right now maybe doesn't relate to that so much because she had her own house. So, but
So
with
I
that
was
being
just gonna
said,
say
she was the one
that,
that let
like,
people in. She was the one that let me in anytime, day or night, and gave me a place to sleep. And you helped countless people, Raynell. So you do
is
know.
that right, eh? Oh,
I
geez, eh?
think it depended on the person. So I feel like if so yeah, I had my own place in academy and I kind of had like an open door policy but um for most people, unless they had robbed me previously, then they weren't
Right.
coming back in.
Right,
Yeah, that makes
right,
sense.
right,
That makes
Because
right.
sense.
those are different circumstances, but
Right.
what Cheyenne is saying is mostly true for I think it depends who you are and your behavior, because at the end of the day we're all just trying to like protect ourselves, survive in a world that's super dangerous. At least in my experience, a lot of things I've seen, definitely what Cheyenne has experienced previously, which we've shared in our own personal stories on the podcast, is the circumstances that we find ourselves in that life are just from like a movie, like you could never really imagine.
Worse,
But
worse than a movie. Worse than a movie. Like
oh, for sure, like
yeah,
something you can't even it's hard to even put words to describe it, because a lot of
Right.
it is just and I look back at it and I look back at my behavior, and I wouldn't have considered myself like a violent individual even back then, but I've done some things I'm not proud of.
Right.
Um, all in the name of, well, for one, building a name for myself, because it like
protecting
it's
yourself.
just
Because
Yeah.
it's
if you didn't
wild.
have a name, you would have been robbed. Like if
Or
you
Yeah.
survival, I guess, survival,
survival.
which could mean a million things, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a question for you girls.
Yeah.
So, how does it feel? And I do wonder about this. Is it awkward when you are out and about and you run into somebody, say you run into shoppers downtown or something, and you run into old people that you knew back in the day? Is it sort of a, do you say, "Hi, how you doing?" Or like, do they, is it, do you have a conversation, or do they look at you and think, "Oh,
Okay,
you're sober"?
define person from back in the day.
Okay. I guess that could,
Are we talking about somebody that we used to hang out with in active addiction, or
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, if they're still in active addiction,
Yeah, yeah. How does that feel to you? Do you just want to say to them, "Look at me, you've got to get sober. You'll have such a better life." Or
well,
I guess you don't
I
preach, but
I did. That happened to me once, and I I gave him a hug, and I was like, "How's it going?" And he was like, "Oh, look at you." And I'm like, "Yeah, you know." And I saw one of my best friends from the streets, and I stopped purposely just to see her, but my whole body started to convulse. I don't know what it was. I was getting a really bad response from talking to her, just
oh,
because it really. But the funny thing is that she made fun of me right away. She's like, "Why do you look like that? You look like an old lady, like an old grandma." And I was like, or like you look like a mom and you're driving a minivan. And I'm like, "I am a mom and I do drive a minivan." Like,
and I'm sober and I'm not
yeah,
12 anymore.
yeah.
Yeah,
But like it was so good to see her. Like, and it was so good to see them. Like I see them as people. Like I just no, I love seeing them, and and I do wish them sobriety, but I don't talk about the sobriety with them. I
right.
just
You
kind of
just say
like,
hi, how you doing? And
hi,
yeah,
like
yeah,
so good to see you. Like
right,
right
right,
now, did you run into anybody?
I've run into quite a few people, and I would say my response has changed over the years.
Yeah,
At the beginning, I avoided
yeah,
100% of if I seen somebody I knew, I turned to walk the other way instantly.
yeah,
okay,
Um, that was at the beginning of my recovery, but I've run into people, and especially working where I work, I
right,
see them all the time, right? So
right,
I certainly like embrace, approach, hug, support. If the conversation comes up about recovery and treatment, I'll go into it, but I
right.
certainly don't approach the
Preach. Yeah,
conversation with
right,
it, because what ends up happening, at least in my opinion, is they won't reach out later if I'm trying to push them into a particular direction, or
right. Yeah,
um, at least that's been my experience, and I just go off of my personal experience. Like when I was in active use, um, any workers that tried to like push anything on me, I just avoided. I
right.
had to make that decision.
That's right. It all
Um,
goes back to you. You have to want this, right? Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I just think it would
but
be kind of cool for someone that sees you girls and think, "Oh my God, if they can do it, maybe I can do it." You know?
100%.
I'm
That
sure
happens.
Raynell has, and so have I, where they've messaged me on Messenger, and it's
Yeah.
like, holy crap, Cheyenne, like that is amazing, like what you're doing, and like they're in active addiction. I know they're sitting at a trap house right now messaging me this, and
Right.
they're super proud, and I know Raynell's gotten the same type of so they're seeing it, like the seeds are being
Yeah.
planted, but I don't know about you, but like when somebody would approach me with like, well, why are you doing this? Like, why don't you just go home? Like, why don't you just go to treatment? It almost felt like an attack, and it almost just
Right.
made me feel like you're belittling me in some way, like you're making me
Right.
like
You're
I'm
looking down upon me
looking
and
down
Yeah.
judging me
upon
right
you. Yeah,
now.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Right. So
So
yeah, you want to just be on a
yeah,
even playing
exactly.
field. Yeah. That
I
makes sense for sure.
Yeah,
I think one of the big things too for me in regards to that is like I don't ever want anybody to feel that I'm judging them, because I've had people approach me before, when especially when I made like a new Facebook account previously, is like, you think you're better than me now. You like, and that was like
that's
years
you.
ago before we were doing this, is like you. And I'll say that also comes from like the dynamic with my mom sometimes, is like I'm focusing on bettering myself at this point, but at the same time it's like you think you're better than me now. And that's not the case at all.
No. You have to
I
protect
don't.
yourself.
I really stick to my roots, and which is the reason why we're doing this work right now, is because like Cheyenne and I acknowledge where we've been and where we are now, but like I said, like we go back in all the time to try to just like support people, show people love and appreciation because it's in that life you don't get that. What you get is stigma and judgment. So it's hard, but when we're talking about people that have reached out, like I've had a lot of people that are still in the life, like reach out and be like, "Oh my gosh, look at you. Look what you've accomplished." Like, man, I thought you died years ago. You know?
Oh, it's awfully. I know, and so many people die. That's the thing, eh?
Oh,
Like,
it's
Yeah.
true. It's true. That's
oh
and
my
that's
gosh.
not a laughing
It's
matter. And
horrible.
yeah.
Our
And we,
generation too is just
Yes,
like
yes.
I
yeah.
talked about this not that long ago is like it like 75% of the people that I used to hang out with have unfortunately passed away in active addiction.
It's
And then
awful. Eh? Oh my
yeah,
God, it's
there's like
awful.
a few people like so many of my really good girlfriends are passed away now, and it's actually like super sad. I get emotional about it like pretty often because like
Yeah.
I knew them before addiction, I knew them during addiction, and unfortunately like we don't have the opportunity to make new memories together.
No.
Super sad. Yeah, like sorry. Um
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah, it is
emotional.
crazy, eh?
Yeah. Um and then I know people that are still in life. Um And then I know a lot of people that have moved into recovery, which is beautiful. Like it's possible, but it people would used to be like, I thought you were a lifer. Like,
Oh yeah.
and that's what I thought for myself for the longest time too. I didn't believe recovery was an option for me. I couldn't imagine my life without substances, because I've used substances to numb the trauma and the experiences that I experienced during my childhood. It worked as a solution to a problem I didn't know how to address and the
Yeah,
circumstances that I found myself in. And which is another reason why we like to have people embrace their stories and share them because it gives individuals outside looking in a better understanding that it's not a choice. Like the first time is
yeah,
is a choice, but once it knowledge numbs what everything that you've been feeling, it quickly just becomes a response and a remedy to the pain you're feeling, and then it's no longer a choice. The way our brain wires and drugs interact with all like the with our brains, it quickly just spirals out of control, and it's not a choice.
quickly too, Raynell. Verdina, it was very quickly, very quickly.
I have a
Like,
question for you, Carolyn. So when you started DEK, what was your main mission? Like what was your main goal in mind for that?
well, it was always to get an aftercare home because when Dana came back home with her friend Steve from Guelph, they stayed here for quite a while. Steve came along and stayed, and he said, "What a beautiful place you have." He said, "You know, like we're just back on a creek." He said, "This is a great place to recover." He said, "This is what people need, a nice place out in the country a little bit, you know, with some green space and nature and this is a." And then I just thought to myself, that is so great to be able to offer a recovery space for women. Just thought, like, instead of mixing it, we want to just have the women. And the men have a lot, or not enough, of course, but they do have 3Cs and all that.
Right.
The women don't have a lot of places to recover. So that was my main goal. And then we just started doing backpacks that came up. And we just, yes, kind of slowly, gradually, gained momentum and started helping in the community, and lots of response, lots of people reaching out that had loved ones struggling. And yeah, that is really what we'd love to do. As we're moving forward, I'm seeing how challenging it is to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Um, it's very hard. It's very hard to fit in to the community. Yeah, so I'm not sure. We're going to keep trying for that for sure.
Yeah.
It's looked very many different ways as there was a time when I wanted to help have, like, it's just changed a lot as we're growing. We're realizing that we could do it with not so much involved. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be very simple, just a
Yes.
safe space to live. And yeah,
No, totally. Definitely.
that
And
was always the goal. Yeah, still
yeah.
is, still is. Yeah.
And before this episode started, I had spoken to you where I thought that your target group that you're really hitting is the moms of the addicts and the moms that have lost their loved ones and their daughters to or sons to addiction,
Yeah.
really leaning on you as like a support and as a woman. And I think that that's really great. I think there's not enough supports for them either.
Yeah.
I don't even think there's any really.
Well, and you know what? The people that are trying to support the addict, they really need support. It, yeah, I remember being told by the counselor, you have to stay strong and stay well. So you're ready for when your child is ready to get help. You want to be there. You want to be strong. You don't want to be sick like them. You know, the codependency. I mean,
Yeah,
we're a close family. So we really, we were really close and tried to support Dana. And we annoyed the heck out of her too. I mean, I learned a lot through this project. And, the hardest thing is you can't fix them, right? That's a tough pill to swallow.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
tough. That's a tough one. Yeah.
Um,
Because, yeah.
What was your approach towards her when she was in active addiction? Just out of curiosity, because we had recorded a podcast not too long ago, and we were talking about approaches for like parents with kids in addiction. And I know my dad's approach was he ran away from me. He like if he saw me on the street and I was like, Dad, he'd be like, run, and he just ran to his car and he got in his car and ran away like as fast as he
I
could.
know.
And if
That must have
I
hurt, eh?
yeah, and he and like if I called, I'd be like, "Hi, Dad." Click. That's it. Like he was like, well, he's let's just say a 75-year-old Italian. So let's talk about stubborn and like when he says something, he said, I want nothing to do with nothing to do with you until you are ready to
To
get
get better.
get better.
Yeah.
Like you
And
And
I'm
they
good
not
for
need to do
him.
it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna do it, you do it. If you don't, get out. Like that's it. There's no
Well, and you know how hard that was for him to do that?
I'm
Like he
sure it was.
loved you
I,
enough to
I'm
do that.
sure.
But oh, that is
But
so hard.
I'm wondering what was your approach? Like, because I
Uh
know,
I flip-flopped, yeah, I tried every approach under the sun.
right.
Yeah, it's funny you talk about sleep, and I do remember one time Dana crawled into the back of my vehicle and I picked her up, and yeah, my sister-in-law and I, we gave her a blast. We said, you know what, that's enough. We've given you money to try and she always had a reason for, oh, I'm gonna really try. I just need $100 to stay at this place because I can, this person helps. Anyways, yeah, it was, and then she ended up in Toronto, and yeah, she got a ride to Toronto and called me in tears because she didn't have anything, no ID, no nothing. And yeah, staying away from our addict kids is probably the easiest thing to do, but oh, it's so hard.
Oh,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Oh, setting boundaries, hardest thing ever, because you know what? Have you seen, um, and I should share it in the group. It's Oh, I got to remember this quickly. It's this woman, and she's I'm drawing a blank, but she did this little thing in her closet. She's an addict herself. She's in recovery. I'm drawing a blank on her name, and I've sent that to so many moms.
Yeah.
She's in the closet recording and telling moms, if your child is, if you're buying them cigarettes and you're giving them a soft place to fall, you're loving them to death.
Yeah.
Like her little thing. I'll think of her name. I can't believe I can't remember it. Yeah, this is my
Send it to us. I want to watch
Oh,
it.
it is
Yeah.
so good. It was like my go-to. I would watch that every day.
Yeah.
My parents were wonderful. I had a good upbringing. I was loved. It was me. It wasn't them, because parents blame themselves too, and they need to not blame themselves. We are not perfect. Yes, we've yelled at them. Yeah, I've made many mistakes through active addiction. When Dana was in active addiction, many mistakes, yelling at her, making her feel guilty. I wish I understood it better
Right.
then. I recognize the importance of going to meetings and getting involved and doing the steps and yeah, all those kinds of things that they're so important to stay sober, right?
Yeah.
In the early stages. Anyways, I don't know for everybody how active they stay with meetings and stuff. I'm not sure how
Some go to meetings, some don't. Some do. Like recovery looks different for everybody, and it's whatever works for you.
for you. Yeah. It's
And
not linear, that's for sure.
right,
It's yeah,
exactly.
definitely.
But you're right about the about understanding because I always tell when moms reach out to me, I tell them they're using your naivety against you. So the
Yeah.
yeah, the fact that you're so naive to the world, they're using it to play on your heartstrings and
Yeah.
using it to get what they want. But
Yes.
don't let them do that. So you're
No.
right. Education is key when you have somebody in active addiction. And I like educate yourself, find out like what they're going through, find out, even I know like textbooks are extremely boring, but even if you want to look into like how it works on the brain and what it's doing to the brain and all this other stuff, it could really just help you know how to maneuver situations a little bit better, you know?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Master manipulators, Jay,
Oh,
master manipulators.
Oh, of
And
course.
oh,
Of
the
Dana used to
best.
course.
We're the
say,
best.
Mom, if there's ever an apocalypse, call in the addicts. They are resourceful. We will run the world.
A
She would
hundred
always tell me
percent.
True.
that.
A
Yeah.
I
hundred.
believe that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And you know, it's funny because you were talking about how you had a grieving process after Dana had passed away, and then now you're very involved in DEK and in that kind of stuff. And I know with Raynell and I, we have the same approach as you do. Like, so when people talk about like how did you get recovered, like how do you whatever, me and Raynell are very similar in our recovery ways. So it's like goal setting,
Okay.
keeping yourself busy,
Yes.
always trying to hit a new marker, like always just trying to do better, be better, keep yourself busy, school, like we're very like yourself, like what can I do, well
Yeah.
what active things can I do to make this better, like
Yeah.
I'm not really like an inner healer sort of thing. I'm more of like an outer doer. So, I don't know if that
Yeah.
makes any sense, but
Is even a, yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Everybody is so different, so
right,
different. I
right.
mean, I see families that are shattered because of the loss. It breaks my heart for them. I've been through the same thing, but Dana wouldn't want us to be shattered, you know? She wouldn't want us to be. She would want us to go on. She has two brothers that adored her and they
Yeah,
missed her terribly, but she'd be proud of them right now. They're moving forward and living life, and that we think about her all the time. We talk about her all the time. Every family dinner, every occasion, we talk about her. We know she's missed. September's coming. It's a hard month. It's a beautiful month, but it's such a hard month. Yeah, because we lost her in September. September is very tough when I think about it. Yeah, I have to, yeah, keep my emotions in check, and you have to be kind to yourself too. Lots of cries and lots of chatting about her and all the good things, and yeah, we have to open up, I think, and be there for one another. Holding it in doesn't do anybody any good.
no,
Hey,
no.
right now, I mean, we all have to have some understanding. And, I always see that thing. You don't know what people are going through, so be nice. We're all struggling. Everybody's got something. And isn't that the truth today, eh? Everybody has
100%.
something. We're not unscathed. And it's hard because we get mad at our friends. They don't call us enough, or we didn't see them enough this summer, or um, they've said something that hurt my feelings, or whatever. But I think we're all going through stuff. So we just have to try to um, spread kindness. I don't know, do something.
Be kind.
Be
Yeah.
kind. I can't imagine the hearts of those who never do anything nice. I've called people up and said, "Do you want to come out and have some fun and do this or that?" And they're like, "No, why would I do that?" And I'm
Right.
like, "You need to come on out and have fun with us, you
Yeah,
know?"
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of sometimes when people are saying things to Cheyenne on Facebook, and I just say to her, I was like, it must be so hard to live in such negativity. I was like, we just need to
Oh,
pray for them. We just need to
yes.
pray for
Yes.
Yeah,
Isn't
I'm
that
gonna tell
funny?
Carolyn the funny story that I told my dad this story too. So there was a lady and she was saying something about me online the night before. And this is when Raynell was at my house and she's sleeping right beside me. And I'm like, oh, this lady's saying stuff. And I'm like, but I'm just gonna ignore it and go to bed. So I go to bed and I wake up the next morning and I look at my phone again and I said, oh man, this girl's still going on. She's saying more things about me. And then Raynell goes, oh, did you see what that other girl said on your Facebook? And I said, no, what? She goes, no response is the best response. And I was like, really? And she's like, no. She's like, nobody said that, but that's what you need to do.
Yes, I know. No kidding. Eh? Yeah, it's
Right?
funny.
she's
Well,
in the
you
kindest
know,
way, just telling me like, just ignore them, Cheyenne, and like
yes,
we didn't know about
yeah.
it, and it was
Because
so funny.
everybody has an opinion. Eh? I mean,
Right.
everybody has an opinion, and they didn't live your life. They don't know what you've been through and how you're healing and what works for you, right? And yeah, opinions can be pretty strong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you know what? And you got to take them with a grain of salt.
yeah.
And you just got to remember, I would never go out of my way to like actively put somebody down or
No,
talk bad about them.
no.
So if I wouldn't do that, it means something's probably not the they probably don't feel the best about themselves in order to want to
Yeah,
go out and
that's
do
true.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, because happy people don't really like to hurt other people. So
No,
yeah, so
no.
it
And yeah, and
yeah,
everybody's been through stuff. But Raynell, if there are moms or dads watching, and I really do, this is so important to me. Like, I hope people understand that I do have a few folks that are in recovery that are just wonderful, like you and Raynell, that will sit with them and have coffee. It's kind of a little program I'm going to create in the fall. We're going to sort of do some new programming and stuff, and really important to me to keep parents sane through this crazy journey and supportive, and let them have a cry or a laugh or whatever they need. Get them busy, get them involved. Yeah, it's really helps moms a lot.
it
You
does.
know, yeah. I
Well,
say moms, but it's moms and dads. It's dads too. I have just as many dads calling as moms do, and I guide them over to a few of our volunteers to have a coffee with, because that live life experience is worth a lot of number letters. And like some of the recovery community will say to me, I'm not talking to anybody if they don't have lived life experience. Makes sense to me, totally.
right.
And I think, yeah, and I say I can tell you what I know, but as far as living in an addictive world, I don't know what that's like. So they will guide you. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful thing. I know the interview that we had just done previously, that's one of the things that she was saying too, is she wishes that there was more support groups for
Yes.
people for parents whose children are still in that lifestyle. Like,
Yeah.
this is what I went through this week.
Yes.
What'd you go through? How'd you navigate that? And
Mhm.
kind
Yeah.
of like leaning on each other, because and I'm assuming, like, of course I'm not in this, but like I can put myself in those shoes, and like being a mom myself to a little guy right now who's 12 years old, like I just couldn't imagine.
Well, and if he's sad, you're sad, right, Raynell? If he comes
Oh,
home from
yeah.
school and says, Johnny sitting next to me said something mean to me, oh, our hearts just break. But Raynell, that's why I think going forward now, like DEK's been around now for, well, it'll be 4 years after Dana passed away this September, just shortly after. But I think I've been really thinking about all that we've done lately and what we're doing going forward, and how, what sorts of programs should we, and that's something that's been on my mind a lot lately, is having a little safe space to go for coffee. I'd love to have a little building or something, just a little something, even if we rented a space a couple days a week, where, one day could be for the addicts to meet for coffee, and just casually have because I myself went to Narnon and I really liked it. It got me through some tough days. I know there's a lot of reading and literature, and it's a lot of different things, but after we'd all talk and share what we'd gone through, what our kids had done or didn't do, or sneaking out windows, or it was just, you ended up loving all these parents. I mean, I don't even know where they all are. I should pop back in to see if anybody's around, but I love them. And again, it became a community. We had this common bond that was such a sad one.
Yeah.
And then, what's weird too is I was at another meeting, a mom's meeting after Dana passed away, and this one mother sat across from me talking, and I thought, I know her. Where do I know her from? And it made me so sad. She sat across from me at Naranon. And then here we were in the sad group, the group no one wants to join when our kids didn't make it through addiction, had a relapse. And yeah, and but we all need support. Yeah. So
Yeah.
whatever that looks like, that's what I'm working on. Yay.
Yeah, that's that, and that
Yeah.
and that's the most beautiful thing that you could be doing is just like working on building a community. And I have another question for you because I post a lot in the drama groups.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and the reason why I post a lot in the drama groups is because I have this notion where sure we're reaching the people that are receptive, but are we trying to reach the people that are not receptive? And I'm trying to reach the people that are not receptive. What do you feel about that? Because I think that, the ones that are all welcoming and for sure, I agree with you. Like we all find that confirmation bias, you know what I mean? Where everybody is agreeing with what we're doing and they support it. But what about but who are we trying to reach? Are we not trying to reach the naysayers
Yes.
and the bad, you know what I'm trying to say? And the
Good
bad
for you,
comments.
Cheyenne. See, you're tough. You're
Yeah.
strong. You're
Yeah.
smart. You're powerful. And I'm so proud of you because I am so sensitive. Like, I see the odd little thing on social media and I'm like, oh my God, I want to say something to these people. They're so
Yeah.
cruel. But I am kind of sensitive. I know that about myself. So
I am
yeah,
I am too, but it's like that was my and Raynell's original like mission. Like so when you
it
think
was a,
you think about our mission of ending stigma, so
yeah,
our podcast and all this is for also for like the addicts and the parents and for everybody to feel included. But when you think about just the stigma part of what we're trying to do,
yeah,
who are we trying to reach the anti-stigma for? It's not the people that
right.
are it's not the people that are already unstigmatized us. It's the people that stigmatize us that we're trying to
Yeah.
reach.
You know
So,
what's funny? You know what my thoughts are on that?
hmm,
Cheyenne, is when I see people, not understanding is what it is. And there's always the keyboard warriors
right.
that are cruel on Facebook and stuff and social media. But I just look at those people and think, oh, are they ever lucky? They have never experienced anyone that struggles. When I see those comments like, oh, those bums, those
Yeah.
junkies, those people that love doing drugs and,
Yeah.
um, and yeah, they're, no,
But
they don't. They're
but you know
very
what
sick and you just don't get it.
but you
Yeah.
know
You're
what's
lucky. You're lucky. You don't get it.
no, but you know what's funny is I feel like they did experience these things. I just think that they took a different approach on handling it. Do you know what I mean? Like I think that maybe they had that like the same experiences but have used a different defense mechanism or coping mechanism
Yeah.
to make them feel better about it or whatever the case may be. Another
I
thing,
think
go ahead.
what's
Yeah.
what could possibly be happening there too is they're using their own mechanisms in order to hate the situation so they don't have to confront their own
Right.
pain or trauma.
Right.
It's
Right.
it's easier to look at something with hate
Yeah.
and just be hateful in regard to that and say all these mean comments when you actually don't want to acknowledge your own hurt, your own
Yeah.
trauma.
Yeah.
Like I think, and that's unfortunate. And like, I just want to go back to Cheyenne posting on that page. Like, I've tried especially at the beginning of this, to like dissuade her from doing that just a little bit
I would
because I'm
too.
like, she'll
Yeah.
call me, she'll be like, "Do you see what's going on here?" And like, and I'll read through it and I'll be like, I was like, "You need to stop posting on that page,
And I
man."
wrote I wrote never.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for
So
you. You're determined. Good for
definitely
you.
Yeah.
she's grown a thicker skin because at
Yeah.
the beginning of it was it affects her,
At,
which
at the
ultimately affects
beginning,
me too,
at the
right?
beginning, it was crushing me.
Yes. I
It
could see.
was,
Yeah.
I was like so sad, so anxiety, and like Steve, like my fiance was so mad at me. He's like, "What are you doing? You're literally hurting yourself for what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like for what?"
Yeah.
And I said, "For the bigger picture, like for the bigger picture. Like come at me so you can stop coming at the rest of them." You know what I mean?
I know, but I don't know. Maybe
Oh,
I'm sure your dad has said to you, pick
oh,
your
my dad's
battles
so against
wisely.
Nathaniel,
my
please.
dad is so against it. So against it. My dad says I respond to nobody on Facebook. I post
I know.
and I respond to nothing. And
Yeah.
but my dad has the thickest skin ever. Like
I know. I need to take lessons in that because
I
I am
know.
so sensitive and stuff bugs me. And it's like I gotta smarten up and be tougher because I don't know if everybody can just be a little sweeter,
Right.
little
Yeah.
kinder.
No, I know. And it's hard
Yeah.
to understand, but now like even now I just respond with, "Okay, thank you for your opinion." Like that's great.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Um,
Good for you.
yeah, so I mean,
Because I don't know. There's some people that'll never, they're so
it's
narrow minded and they
it's
don't get
true.
it. They're,
It is
yeah.
true, but I feel like, it's planting something. If it's causing
Yeah,
a reaction, it's planting something, right? So
yeah,
if they were
yeah,
just ignoring it, then maybe it's not doing anything, but they're not ignoring it, which means that maybe it's doing a little something. I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe I'm wrong,
yeah,
maybe I'm right. Who knows? But I feel good about what I'm doing. I feel like I'm
yeah.
just trying to sprinkle positivity in all the negative.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for you. Good for you
Yeah.
for sort of just letting people know it's an illness. At that point, it's not a choice. It's an illness for
Right. It
sure.
is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
What
obvious. I can't
Well, and
even.
what I think is so funny is that like we all want the city to be a better place, of course. And I always go back to like I don't know. I figure the politicians can probably pull some money out of somewhere.
Oh,
I'm shocked at how little support is like they come in and sprinkle a little bit here and there and do a little bit of, whatever, but there's not near enough of anything.
No.
And I'm thinking the city would be so much better if people had the option to get better, right?
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother topic for another day.
That's a huge topic and it's so
Yeah.
true. The problem, one of the problems is the fact that you see it in a lot of like the social media streams. Oh, they have people that are struggling have all of this stuff. It's a liberal agenda, blah blah blah. Like they have all these supports, they have all these things, but it's actually that's not the truth. That's not fact. What
yeah.
we
No.
have is like the small little circle band-aid solution for a
Yeah.
temp like it's not even like a
Yeah.
band-aid. It's just like the little mini band-aid. Um it's like that money could be, of course there's more money and it could be funded. There's things that need to change. We all can see, especially advocating it where we're advocating, supporting where we're supporting. We know the systems that are in place aren't long-term solutions. They're not working. We
No.
all see that. We all
Yeah.
see what is in place right now isn't working.
Working.
Something's got to
No.
give, something's got to change.
Yeah.
And me being like, I wrote about this not that long ago on my Facebook. Is like my professor when I was in the social service worker program said like the ultimate goal of a social worker is to work themselves out of a job, which makes sense, right? Like we want to address the situation so there are no more
Yeah.
situations eventually, but it's so hard to navigate a system that I feel, and this is my personal reflection here, is full of barriers and is actually working against the individual. And it goes back again to the 30-day treatment. That doesn't make sense. So it's like there's systems and there's supports out there, but are they viable? Are they working? They're
Yeah.
not. They're not
Right.
working. They're not working. We need
No.
a different approach. And they would be super helpful if the higher up somewhere would actually sit with a panel of frontline workers, parents who have lost their children, the things that they experienced, and trying to support them into getting the help that they needed.
Yeah.
People with lived experience, like learn from the people who have been there, who have experienced it, and hear our opinions to make the change that matters. Why are
Because
they just
Mind-boggling.
making
Yeah.
these last minute decisions that actually don't even make sense?
it's
Yeah.
because the onus is placed all on the individual. That's why.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
onus is placed on us. We should just be able to stop.
Figure it out.
Figure
Yeah.
it out,
Yeah.
Yeah,
stop.
well, that's
You're
the
the
Yeah.
one, you're the
problem,
one
It's
number
doing the
one.
drugs.
ridiculous.
Yeah, you're the one doing the drugs, so it's your choice and just stop doing the drugs and then that's it. So that's why,
If
that's
people only realized how hard it is to, Kyle mentioned to me so many times about when he went to, I hope I can say it, 3Cs, and just that he was there for quite a while. And he said, when the fog cleared, I went off to treatment. He said, so I had a 30-day treatment plan, but I had a, 4 or 5 month wait to get
Yeah.
into treatment, which was I'm not sure how the sober living spaces go, but it sounds to me like you get in a routine and there's structure and there's readings and groups and talking and people that are at different places in their recovery. So what a great example for that person that came in with a head full of fog. And
yeah,
then, yeah, but yeah, why do the people that know how it works, why don't they get a say in it? It drives me crazy.
yeah.
Drives
Right.
me crazy. I am breaking my back. I'm not really. I'm having fun, but it's a lot of work. And a lot of my volunteers, we're reaching out. We're out in the community doing as much as we can.
Yeah.
And we would love to be able to secure a sober space for the ladies. I know we'll be successful and maybe one day. Yeah. we're just saving our pennies and reaching out to the community, and we have so much support. It's incredible.
We do.
But we need more, to do a house. I'll be 63 in December. So I ask myself, if I was 10 years younger, even, I'd probably jump into it and just buy it myself and look after it and have the rent cover everything. But I feel like I'm a little bit too old for that, but we'll still keep working on it, and hopefully the support will come through for us, whether
Definitely.
it's through the government or the community or whatever. We're on a mission.
Yes. Yes.
We are on a mission. Yeah.
We are we're on a mission that's never going to end, and people keep telling me we're so sick of seeing your guys' faces and whatever. And
Oh well.
I said, well, get used to it because we're not going nowhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Keep talking to people, and making this a normal conversation. It's not like, oh my goodness. Like I said, if someone's child had cancer, you'd be, oh my gosh, how is your child? Is everything okay? And when a child's struggling, people are like, let's not talk about that. We don't
yeah,
want to bring that up, right? Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Stigma for sure.
That shouldn't even be the case. It shouldn't even be something that needs to not be talked about. It should just be a normal
No.
conversation. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
totally agree.
Anyways, so are we chatting still, or did we run out of things to talk? Or we could talk
I'm
all
not
day.
sure. I don't know where we're at with the time. I had to plug in my phone because I'm running on the Wi-Fi on my phone here. But what are we at right now?
I think it's
Yeah, we
4:12.
could have a little bit longer if you guys have
Sure.
anything else that you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Um, one of the things like I'll ask like Carolyn, what what are some like really straightforward messages like you'd want to say to parents that have lost a child perhaps, or parents that are struggling to watch their children in their current situations? Like what is something that you'd want to say specifically to them right now?
Well, I mean, for someone who has a child struggling, definitely reach out and get lots of support, whether it's going to counseling and talking to a counselor. I remember our first visit with a counselor, and she said, so tell me about you and your husband. What do you like to do? And where do you want to travel? Or just questions like that. And I'm like, us, never mind us. We want to fix Dana.
Mhm.
Big mistake. Well, you're not going to fix her. So let's go back to you. And I'm like, nope, we want to talk about Dana. It's so tough. It's so tough. But do reach out to other families that have been through it, and whether their kids are in recovery, or if you've lost your child, that's a whole other horrible thing. But still, again, reach out and try to connect with people that are in the same situation. I mean, you look at Mom Stop the Harm. There's so many kids when they post the pictures.
Yeah.
I think that's across Canada, if I'm not mistaken. But
That's a-
there's just so many families affected. There's no reason to do this alone. Any of it, either way. Like I said, when someone loses a child, it very different for each family. Very different for each family. Um, how people navigate it is so different, eh? And
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, I'm like you, Raina, or Cheyenne. I like to keep busy, so I'm a happy mind. A busy mind is a happy mind in my world, in my brain. So
Same.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, people can say that it's like well, and it might even be, just a way to not process anything, where your mind's so
yeah,
busy that you don't have time to kind of process. But you know what? If that's what helps the three of us and that's the way
yeah,
that we work, then that's the way that we're wired. And um, not saying that we don't do reflect on our past and on our traumas and on the things that have happened, but just that we choose to keep our mind busy so that it's not the
yeah.
only thing that we're thinking about all the
Yeah,
time.
you can, like you can, I just, I don't want to get stuck. I don't want to get stuck in that really sad place. Dana would not allow it.
Right.
She'd come back, there would be messages. But we honor her by trying to have good laughs. We joke about stuff. And what would Dana say? She had such a great sense of humor. She made us laugh every day, all the time. So we reflect on a lot of the funny things and we have tons of home videos, and yeah, we don't know what life's going to do. what illness is going to take us out at what time. And so you got to live for each day and enjoy it. And I know our loved ones would want that. They
Yeah.
would want that.
I
Once
love
there's,
that.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, they would want us to not,
You
you
know what?
know.
You know what?
I think
Like
that's powerful,
it is.
all in itself, right there. What you just said,
Yeah.
Carolyn, is like that our loved ones wouldn't want that for us, right? And I think it might take a little
No.
while for somebody to get to the point where they're acknowledging that, but I think that's powerful statement all in itself.
Well, an addiction is the devil. It's the devil, and the devil is not winning at my house.
Yeah,
We
good.
have lots and lots of things up everywhere in the room of, pictures and our little vacations, and yeah, we miss her so much, and she was such a bright light. It's taken me, I have to say, this summer I feel like I finally could sit with myself and not be busy and have a cup of coffee and reflect and not be so sad that summers have been hard for me, really hard. But first summer that I feel much, much better. Just moving through the grief, moving through the life without Dana. I had a good visit with a friend the other night. We went out for a little snack and a drink and sat outside and chatted. And when I'm around her, I find it hard because she was very close with Dana. And yeah, but you know what? This summer we had a real good visit last week, and it was a nice visit, reflecting. It was like when we would bring up Dana, we would both cry a lot. And we had just lots of laughs and fun, and I said, and Dana would be happy that we're smiling. Yeah. So
You're a really
Beautiful.
strong lady.
takes time.
I'm going to tell you, like,
Oh,
no, you have no
oh,
idea. Like you, like I'm because talking to you and like thinking in my own back of my head about like if that was one of my sons, like you're strong. Like you are one
mm,
strong individual. That's incredible that you can like be so reflective and introspect, like just have so much introspection and like know what needs to be happening for you, for your family, for Dana, how you handle the grief, like in ways that you can handle, like in times that you can really do it, and then try to, yeah, I just find you very inspiring and very,
oh,
yeah, just very
well,
strong
thank you.
and very intelligent because
Oh,
knowing how to move through grief isn't something that is taught, and it's not something that, everybody does it differently. I just find the way that you speak to be like a very well thought out, almost like a well thought out plan, like a well thought out process that you've went through.
oh, well, thank you, Cheyenne. I've done hair my whole life, Cheyenne. So you end up chatting with your clients all day long. And, you build such great relationships with your clients. And I think they've taught me a lot about
Yeah,
surviving and, clients that have had kids died, clients that have had all these experiences. And I would look at them and think, oh, how do you survive it? Like, as you get older, you experience things we don't want to experience, losing our parents or whatever. I lost my mom when I was 20, but I have great family. There's six of us, and they've always been very supportive of me being the baby. And I married Randy. He was the youngest, and he's got great family. So we have a lot of family support.
right.
We often have our disagreements and stuff. Not often, but we have disagreements. But they are always there for us and
Yeah.
us for them. And yeah, it just depends how you have an outlook on life. And I guess I struggled with negativity in some of my clients over the years, and I just thought, I never want to sound like that. We have to keep things, life's tough enough. We got to be positive and yeah, do the best we can, Cheyenne. I'm not always happy and positive, but
No, and you know what? And it would be weird if you were.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. Like every day you wake up and life's a challenge, right? What are we going to face today? But
Yeah,
we're not alone and we have to reach out. When we're feeling down, call a friend, go
right.
for a walk, go to the beach, take a dog, kiss a dog, get another dog.
Right, right, exactly. Exactly. And that's Raynell's motto: light, love, and
Oh, God.
happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
and
keep adding dogs, Raynell. Is that what you're doing? I have a little foster from a little gal that was in need this summer, and he came July 3rd. I still have him, and he's pretty darn cute. I'm
No,
thinking
I
if
don't
he
I
has,
don't keep I don't keep getting dogs. I have two dogs though, and they're definitely like my little fur babies for sure, and bring me a lot of like positivity and like unconditional love in those regards. Definitely part of my healing journey when I'm having difficult times or even when I'm not. But what Cheyenne was saying is like my motto is like light, love, and positivity. Like I live my life by that. And I have my difficult days, I have my difficult
Oh,
times. We're human. That happens.
yes.
But when it comes to how I treat other people, I really try to live by light, love, and positivity to all walks of life at all time. Because like you said, Carolyn, we don't know what people are going through in that
No,
moment. Like, and
no.
I'd rather be somebody who makes somebody's day and not breaks their
Yeah.
them. So
Yes, yes. And you know, you do have friends and clients and people and whatever that, you know, complain about that sore toe. Okay. And you're like, it's a toe. Suck it
Right?
up. Get over it. But, you know, you have to hear everybody out, right? Because yeah,
yeah,
everybody's issues are important to them. So we do the best we
100%.
can, right?
Love it. Yes.
For sure. You know what? I I was supposed to work tonight and I just
Did you just get a text saying, where
I
are
just
you?
got a text and it was like, Cheyenne, are you coming to work or no? Is that the most beautiful example of ADHD you've ever seen in your life?
You forgot it.
I
Oh my
totally I
gosh.
you know what? I didn't know it was the 24th today. I thought it was the 23rd. Yeah, that's okay. I
So
hey, it happened.
I'm busy. I'm busy. Don't never mind work. I'm
It's
busy doing a
okay.
podcast.
There's
Oh
not much
my.
you can do about it now. Like we've said
Oh,
before, we can't change our past, but we can move forward and decide how we address our future.
a
Oh
perfect
Lord.
perfect
Cheyenne,
example.
you're
Diane will be
hilarious.
job hunting.
You're right, right. No, and then you know what? And this is like the casual job that I just picked up to take like random shifts. So that's why the ADHD just put
Oh
that right
yeah,
back in the
yeah.
back of my head. It was like, oh, it's just a casual position. This is like the yeah, the ADHD was like, this is not that important right now.
How
Isn't
about we
that
have
funny?
Carolyn and Karle here with us?
Oh,
Yes, yes,
you
exactly.
know what? You girls will find, and I just started doing this these last couple of years now. I have my little appointment book for my very part-time work that I do just a few people a week now, just a few friends and family. But I also like have so many places I say I'm going to be and lunches and this and that. I open my book every morning, Cheyenne, and go, okay, what does today bring? You know?
Right?
While
I,
we're chatting, I'm just going to pull my little Dana's little puppy in to say hello.
Oh,
Well,
perfect.
before we all leave and say goodbye, Panda, 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 come here. Come here, little man. Look at this cute little guy. This is my little
oh,
buddy. This is
Oh,
Dana's little puppy. So he brings us lots of joy, and I take him out on lots of hikes and pray to God he doesn't get
adorable.
eaten by a coyote or my husband will kill me.
Oh,
He's Randy's
here,
little baby.
here, Jordy. I'll show you mine quickly.
Okay, sounds good. I have more, but I won't tell you how many more I have here.
I see. Aw, look
Oh,
at those guys. So cute.
I haven't seen yet, Raynell. How do I see yours? I can't.
Oh, can you see her?
No, I can't see Raynell now. I
Oh,
Oh,
well, I could before. Oh, there you are. Now I see you. Is it when you talk, it comes on you?
oh,
Ever
oh yeah, I
cute
forgot
Raynell.
you're on your phone, right?
oh,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah,
here
yeah.
she is. This is
Oh,
Jordy.
ever cute. Is that a new one, Raynell?
No, I've had her for a while. She might just look different because she went for a haircut not that long ago. But
Oh yeah.
I keep her in here with me while I'm recording because if not, and Cheyenne can attest to this, you'll hear her barking in the hallway. So I
Wants to
keep her
come
in
see
here
you.
now with me, or she's just goes crazy outside. So
Aw.
yeah.
Yeah, we have to incorporate animal therapy into our home and we get it. I've already been in touch with a breeder that I know in Southern Ontario that does doodles. And I say doodles because if there's allergies and you get a really tight coated like a poodle, then everybody can handle having that kind of dog in the house. So we're
Oh,
gonna definitely get a little house dog one day.
Oh,
love
Hopefully,
it.
my
hopefully.
Arthur is like everything. He's our baby.
Oh yes, I've seen your
Yes,
post of
yes,
Arthur.
he gets
Yes.
spoiled like crazy. And you know what? Dogs are the best therapy
Yeah.
ever. Like you could never pay any amount of money for the amount of like love and connection and the way you feel just I know this sounds weird, but I smell the inside of Arthur's ears. it makes my whole body just relax. I'm like, oh, it's
Well,
so
you know their little paws smell like popcorn, eh? Like little popcorn. A friend told me that years ago, and so I always give their little paws a smell, and it smells like some kind of popcorn or something. Yeah. Oh, see, us animal people are a little strange. They're a little strange, Cheyenne.
right.
It's good strange, though. It's a good
Yeah.
thing. Daisy, come here. You can say hi too. And here's my little Daisy girl. Say hi, Daisy. Nah, never
Oh,
mind. Never mind. She's busy doing her thing. My son's puppy.
Yeah, that's like
Oh, I would.
Nia. Nia's out there wandering around,
Yeah.
but if I have them both in this room, they'll both be going crazy. So I have to
Yes.
keep them separated during the recording. But
I know.
you probably seen posts about Nia as well. Dogs are like,
Oh, they're the
oh
best.
man,
Oh, they're
like
way
my
better than
heart.
humans. I know.
And you know what's I've Cheyenne has talked about this previously. I guess this could be one of the last things we talk about before Cheyenne has to get going here, but how we
I'm
treat
okay.
animals compared to
It's a
individuals that
casual.
are struggling. Go
Sorry.
ahead, Cheyenne.
No, I was just saying it's okay. We don't need to. I'm just a casual employee, so another casual is going to come in, so it's okay.
Okay.
We're good.
Oh, perfect. You're
Yeah.
good.
So go ahead, Ray.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, Cheyenne had brought up before previously, like the way that we treat other humans is never the way we would treat an animal. If we saw a dog on the side of the street that had
Oh,
like a broken leg, God forbid, or any of those situations, we're like right there to help and assist that dog.
I
But we do
know.
not behave the same way for
I know.
another human being.
I know. It's true.
It's wild, right? And
Yeah.
I love my dogs and I would do anything for them, of course. But I also try to do what I can for individuals that
Yeah.
are struggling, but that's
Yeah.
not how society is.
No. And
Right.
you're in that type of work, so you're so smart, regarding that issue for sure.
Yeah.
It's in your blood. It's in your blood.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Well, yeah. I don't know if there's anything else, but yeah. I just
Well, let's do it again in December or something and talk about Christmas and what kind of things we have planned for the community for
Yeah,
Christmas.
that would be great.
Yeah.
We would definitely love to have you back on. We have something that we're going to be announcing shortly, so we would love to talk to you about that as well,
Okay. Awesome.
on the podcast. And yeah, have you back. Yeah, let's do it in December. That sounds great.
That
Sounds
does sound
good.
great.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. We'll
All
do
right.
that for sure. Well, thank you, ladies, for inviting me on and having me. And yeah, it was great chatting with you. Great
Thank
getting caught up.
Yes, and
Yeah,
thank you so much.
absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate you.
No problem. You ladies have a great evening.
Yes, you too. Goodbye,
Okay.
everyone.
Bye. Thanks
Bye.
for tuning in. Take care. Thanks, Carolyn, again. All right.
Thanks, ladies. Bye for now.